are live. Hello everybody. Welcome to Impel's Adoptable review of 2023. I am Marcus. I have with me here Impel, Iron, and JJ. So we are going to be reviewing all of the adoptables that Impel has made over the years. Now he has made a lot, so I've decided to split this into two streams. So the stream that we have right now is going to be focusing on the characters that me, Iron, and JJ have bought, as well as some ones that I like, but don't have. And of course I will be going over, we'll be of course having our comments, and I will, for at least the characters that I have, I'm going to be comparing them to Genshin, because it's my entire inspiration. But yeah, anyways, let's start off with Ramen Media's leading lady, Knife Hand. So Impel, take it away.
Thank you. What can I say about Knife Hand? The inspiration for Knife Hand's name is basically the form of it's basically just a karate chop. It's that's what the position of your hand is when you form a karate chop. It's called Knife Hand, and I like the dark colors, and I got inspired by Raven from Teen Titans, so I decided to create in my mind, a Batgirl or Robin-esque hero. Knife Hand's supposed to be part of a duo. She was supposed to be partnered up with Palm Strike, which was another character.
Yeah, we'll get to that soon.
Yeah, her whole deal is part of a duo. That was always the plan.
So, when I was redesigning her, I gave her a lot more blue. And when Impel told me like where the name came from, I had assumed that she was a tomboy, which was where most of her personality came from. But yeah, I consider her a combination of Yelan and Mona, because that's my ideal leading lady. But hopefully after Volume 3, I hope to make her a little bit more like Yelan. So she'll probably be a little bit more sexy and appealing.
To be fair, yeah, you kind of aged up when you draw her.
Yeah, which is a bit funny because I kind of see her as like the little sister among the main four. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, Iron, JJ, have any thoughts?
Does she know a lot of fencing with those hands?
Not.
No, she must be a martial artist.
Yeah.
From my interpretation.
So does she ever use her knife hands for anything like, a bit like mundane? Like, cooking and all this?
You know what? Here's something. Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, just a bit of cooking, maybe a bit of like fencing. Something fun.
You know what, JJ? I want you to go to your kitchen and karate chop it, and then let your hands simmer and the smell of onions.
Oh no, I don't have knife hands. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Alright.
Pretty sure it's pretty useful, those knife hands.
Well, she is pretty handy.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the Grey Ghoul. Yeah, I think from the first batch, I always had the characters fight one of my pre-established villains. So she was fighting against the Grey Ghoul. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and with my redraw, I used Chaos instead. Chaos is a character created by my friend Darren Trinidad, who you should know, he created Gunman. I have no plans on implementing Grey Ghoul, so I used Chaos instead. Because that was like the closest thing to Grey Ghoul that I could think of. Oh, yeah. Next up, Palm Strike. So, anything you want to add about Impel?
The duality between Palm Strike and Knife Hand. Palm Strike is based on the hand position when it comes to a martial art, so a strong palm strike kind of deal, often used by sumo wrestlers. Her color scheme is supposed to be the direct opposite of Knife Hand. Even with the position of their clothing, shorter. Okay, this is funny. Yeah, I don't understand. So yeah, Knife Hand's supposed to have this like long cape, by the way, but then Palm Strike's is a shorter cape, yellow, blue. In your design, she just has that mini cape behind her.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I just don't want the capes to be in the way. And also so you can see her cute butt.
That is, of course, the finest of reasons.
Okay.
So, yeah. Oh, go ahead, Impel.
That's it.
Okay. So, I
Yeah, I guess you got sold off from someone differently. This is not the same one.
So, yeah, I failed to get her, which I was a little bit upset about, which prompted me to making Sheer Hand. So, when creating her, I tried to think of, okay, what's similar to...
What does the Sheer Hand mean?
It's
Otaku?
supposed to be like, shears, like scissors, And I know I misspelled it, and I was gonna correct it, but I decided to just keep it that way because it's a funny pun on her code name.
What does Sheer Hand even mean?
It's supposed to be a pun on, shears, like scissors. Shears is another word for scissors, which is similar to a knife because they're both sharp blades. You get it? Okay.
No.
Oh.
No. It's a weird name.
Well, guess you gotta look up the definition of shears, which is SH...
So shears are a heavy type of scissor, usually found in the kitchen.
No.
No, I thought they were like things you use to shear wool from sheep.
That is also a function, but they're also a heavy scissor.
I think it's just a bizarre name.
Well, you think it may be bizarre, which is true, but I think it's a very funny pun.
Not really, just call her scissors.
But I don't want to call her Scissor Hand.
Edward might have a problem.
Yeah. No, just call her.
Alright, next up is Nukumi.
Yeah.
Impel, take it away.
There's a big difference here. Yeah, Nukumi's a shark girl. Yeah. Yeah, Nukumi, it was a shark girl.
Alright, guys, I'll drop back in when I can.
Okay.
See you soon.
Yeah, Nukumi's a shark girl.
And, but why is she elastic?
So here's my idea about things. I wanted to try to expand the idea of what an elastic superpower character can be. And sometimes I thought, people are so focused on having it being related to rubber bands or the term elastic that they don't really try to expand their minds a bit. So I was like, okay, what if there is a girl, a woman, who has the ability to morph her body, but she's really into swimming and she really is inspired by sharks. So her main feature is that she would transform into a rubbery shark. Hence the name Nukumi, which I looked it up, was a shark deity in Hawaiian mythology, and I based her off Gargura design from Whole Life.
So, when I was redesigning her, the first thing was to fix her mask, because how Impel originally drew it made no sense.
No, it's not true.
And then after that, I pretty much just turned her into Beto by making her extremely buff and muscular. Because I envisioned Beto being very muscular.
Mine is not buff or muscular.
Well,
It's supposed to be like a slim design.
I mean, like sharks are like very strong creatures, right?
Oh, I never thought so. I always thought, well, I guess they're powerful.
Yeah, and
I mean, they could actually rip a person to have. Oh, maybe.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, but
And also, I envision Beto and Genshin as a very muscular character. So, that's why.
I always, when I designed one, it was like, okay, this is a swimmer's body. And swimmers are usually very lean and stuff. By the way. So that's the idea why. That's the idea why.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Also, there's also another big difference. Care to explain, Attackia?
Oh, you mean how I changed her skin color, her eyes?
Yeah?
Well, I just wanted to keep it simple for me. I wasn't really thinking too much about having different skin colors. And I mean, like, with the eye color, I was trying to keep her a little bit true to Beto, because she does have red eyes.
Man, I think Genshin's kind of... Does Genshin not have darker skincare?
They do.
Okay.
So yeah.
Why give her a sword, by the way? What was that gimmick?
Beto is a claymore user, which claymores are basically a giant sword.
Huh. Okay.
Alright. Next is Lady Silver. So, go ahead.
She was sold for $900, JJ.
That's wild. That's really
Yeah.
and it's kind of crazy because you have other like characters with the the title lady that also have metal shapeshifting powers.
I like classic comic books. So yeah, Lady Silver, basically her design is actually inspired by the Silver Surfer from Marvel Comics.
Interesting.
So, well, the texture and the how you draw her outfit is based on how Jack Kirby used to draw the Silver Surfer. And so I decided to implement that. A little bit of platinum from the Metal Men, the Vin Diesel comics. And it was kind of a fun retro design, especially in where she had the hood and where she puts her like ponytail through. A little bit of the Phantom-esque costume idea. And then I was like, okay, she's able to turn her into a metal. She's able to form, and I thought it'd be funny that she shoots out as a nickel and hits someone, especially Casino Jack, which is another one of my characters. I decided to draw.
So yeah. So I did not buy her. I wanted to, but due to my arrogance, I was not able to. But thinking back, I'm kinda glad. Because she would go on to inspire Alloy Lady, who is basically Ningguang, the Ningguang of the series, which is very evident in Mysterious Ramen Heroes Chapter 10, with her and Nukumi's relationship. Very similar to Beto and Ningguang's relationship, because they have a kind of rivalry and tend to bicker a lot. But yeah. Yeah, not much to add. I'm pretty happy.
Does it mean this is an entirely new character uninspired by Lady Silver?
Yes. But she's better.
I don't know. I want to end the chat. Which one do you guys think is a better design? Mine or Alice? I want anyone to say, and I was like, you can be as biased as you want.
Alright. Next up. Detonator Girl. So, go ahead, Impel. Why don't you explain?
I didn't want to sell you Bombella, so I designed this girl for you, and I hoped you'd buy her.
That is very true. So yeah, he is telling the truth. Huh? Go ahead, Impel.
Yeah, go ahead. No, explain it. Okay.
So yeah, I wanted to buy Bombella from Impel, but he refused because, like, he didn't want to separate Bombella's friendship with Power Tool, which I completely...
She's part of the team. She's part of the...
Yes, that is very true. So I actually started sketching up some ideas for a replacement. She was originally going to be named Dynamite Woman. But when I saw the silhouette of this character, I immediately had to buy her. So there were a few things that I did not like about this design. She looks a little bit too similar to Carol Danvers, aka Miss Marvel, her second costume. So I used the sketch that I had, which is the one that you're seeing right now.
What are you talking about, Attackia? This has only... It's only because it has a dark color scheme.
Yeah.
Leotard.
Well, yeah. So I used this design. The design that you see right now is actually inspired by Bombshell, aka Lana Baumgartner from Ultimate Marvel. Specifically her first appearance when she was a younger villain. And I just gave her a unique color scheme. And yeah, that's how she came to be. Now I did at least keep some aspects from the previous design here. So I did at least keep the leotard and her bombshell punch. But yeah.
In my version, she doesn't have superpowers. She was generally just a gimmick girl with bombs and grenades. Which I actually kind of digged. I actually really digged the more muted color scheme. And then her, like, torpedo hand. I always thought it was kind of cool. And also, I had to learn how to draw regular grenades, which was actually kind of fun, learning how to do the patterns. Overall, I'm very happy with this design.
Yeah, like, there are some aspects to it, but, like, I did not want her to look like Miss Marvel, because I felt like it wouldn't make sense.
You didn't give her a ponytail. I think that was the aspect I thought.
Well, I gave her a nicer, I gave her a more cool, more badass haircut.
No, I think the ponytail will look cooler.
Well, overall, I consider her the Chevres of the series, since she does use grenades and firearms.
Man, these Genshin terminology, I'm so unfamiliar. Okay, I'm so unfamiliar.
Alright, next up is Scarlet Rocket.
I'm gonna fuck.
Anyways, Impel, go ahead with Scarlet Rocket.
I wanted a rocket fist.
Really?
It is generally because I thought rocket fists were cool.
Those are two different characters. One is red and one is blue.
Yes, so she's one of those, Scarlet Rocket was one of those characters that I had to overhaul. The reason is because I saw a lot of potential in her. So I decided to make her a main character, which of course means I had to make her blue, but that's a little bit more fitting, especially with her name, Skyline. The first thing I did was that I fixed...
Who would win, Skyline Rocket or Scarlet Rocket?
I mean, they are the same character. Just different color schemes. But anyways.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I turned her visor into a helmet because how Impel drew it literally made no sense. I did at least keep the feathers though. And She's kind of the, like, older sister among the main four. And I would also consider her the Navia of the series. So, after Volume 3, you'll probably see her with a parasol and cannons. But yeah, Impel, if I'm gonna be honest, upon seeing the design, I thought that you based her off of, like, the Bulleteer, or, what's it, Rocketeer? And Bullet Girl. One of them. Because, like, she does kind of have, like, a Golden Age design, which is what, kind of inspired the theming of her team. Impel?
Yeah, what's up?
What I said was, I originally thought that you based, Scarlet Rocket off of, like, the Rocketeer, Bullet Girl, or Bulleteer. Based on, like, the whole Rocket theme. And
No, I think it was just the general way, like, given them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I really do love that design, actually. If you don't mind, I mean, is it alright? I can actually buy Crimson Rocket, the design of her.
You and Attackia.
Maybe. Although she would probably have to have a different name.
Yeah, it's probably Rocket.
Okay, I guess so.
He did change it to, go to Skyline Rocket. Well, I mean, it's all up to you. It's just, I really do love that design. Big punches and the color red.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, next up, my favorite, Yo-Yo, Impel.
Yo-Yo was based on. No, Yo-Yo's just one of those, like, just as, like, the template of Elastic character. I thought the Yo-Yo ring was a fun idea, so I came up with a loop-de-loop design, red and yellow, and I love the Skate Collective, and I love the hair.
So yeah, upon seeing her, she immediately reminded me of Amber. So that's how her design came to be. This is very evident with her design in Volume 2. But some people gave me shit about it on Iron Shadow's Discord server, so I redesigned her. But yeah, she is honestly one of my favorites. I really do love Amber. She is very cute and it's very fitting. If I'm gonna be honest, I thought that Impel like took inspiration from like some obscure, like not absurd, obscure Golden Age superhero.
Probably.
But yeah, I really do love Yo-Yo Lady. She's one of my favorites.
I like the color scheme of my muted colors a bit more. It does give her a much more homebody feel.
Well, I gave her a more brighter color, which fits her personality more. But yeah.
Okay.
Next up is Gun Queen. Go ahead, Impel.
I missed the giant cannon.
I will get to that. Please get on to how you...
I miss it so much.
I'll get to that later. Explain how you came up with this character.
So in Disgaea 3, there was a character, and she mainly used guns. And one of her powered moves was, I activate the Great Gun Queen, which was this large, cannon that shoots out laser. And I remember playing that when I was younger, and then I used that as kind of like a jump board to create a character that has a giant cannon for an arm.
Hmm.
I took the color scheme from Digimon. And then there was a character that was like a beetle, and he had like a purple, yellow, and black design. And then I took an inspiration from Livewire with the blue hair and made an electric theme. And then all these combinations in my mind formed the Gun Queen.
Interesting. So, I believe Impel offered me this character at a very cheap price, right? Because it's like...
I told you that no one. I told her she wasn't bought yet, so I asked her if you want her.
Yeah, so, of course I bought her, but there were still a few problems. I had to rename her to Voltage Woman, because I did not want her having connections to Gunman. And, of course, being the mysterious Ramen Heroes universe, I had to downgrade her considerably, so that meant no giant cannon. But if I were to make a rising version of her, which most likely will happen, then yes, she will have a lot of artillery. But, I consider her, well, originally, I consider her kind of the superwoman of the series, specifically Clark Kent, as well as Kujo Sara and the Raiden Shogun. But I'm hopefully after Volume 3, I might make her more like Chlorand, who does actually wield a gun. So don't worry, the gun theme will not die out. Anyways.
Hooray!
Next up is Salamander. Oh boy. Go ahead, Impel.
He was inspired by Link.
Hmm?
The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, really?
It was inspired. Yeah.
What specific? Anything specific?
Well, here's the thing. I always had I like the fascination of Link from Legend of Zelda. Firebenders from Avatar. But the main body and shape is legit from Link. With a bit of Eastern monastery monk designs.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the salamander is a term. The salamander is a lizard, but in alchemic or in alchemical symbols, the salamander is a symbol for fire, which is why Charmander is a fire lizard in Pokemon.
Interesting. So, in the planning document for Volume 3, one of my tasks was to make a Toma character, and as you can imagine, I didn't get very far, so I just decided to buy Salamander, modify his name to Sizzlemander so it'd be less vague, and yeah, I pretty much just made him Toma-like. I did try to, keep...
his name into a Pokemon now. Sizzlemander? Okay.
But yeah, I did try to keep, that muscular build, because I kind of do imagine Toma being a bit muscular. But yeah, I just needed a Toma character.
Is there no, do they always wear, is there no character that doesn't have a shirt?
I can think of one, which is, Ito, who is a half Oni. He's very muscular.
Okay.
Yeah. Next up is, Avian Flier, or the Avian. So go ahead, Impel.
Okay. So, again, I got inspired by a character. I just got a class called the Pre-Hero. Oh, JJ, do you know it?
Well, I do know about this game, but I haven't played much. But maybe there is some familiarity, because I do know they do have hero characters.
because there's a bunch of them because they're inspired by a lot of Japanese culture, Japanese pop culture.
Oh yeah, they have their own Super Sentai parody.
Yeah, the Prison Warriors,
Yeah.
which is just Super Sentai, which was the main inspiration for this character, I guess. And also a little bit of there was a little bit of that, I guess, Gotcha Man.
I see. So
Yeah, I just realized. Yeah, the bird theme, the cape. Yeah, Gotcha Man.
I see. So when I saw the silhouette for this character, I immediately had to buy it, and of course I did, because I saw her as like a potential rival for Skyline Rocket, and pretty much I did that with her redesign. But who knows? I'll probably keep the full body design because I do kind of like it. Now, before we move on, I just want to tell you guys one thing. I have said this to Impel, but I'll say it again, just as a piece of good advice. When you are drawing characters that you're going to sell, do not draw them in limited poses like this. Because like, this doesn't give me a lot of information. Like, this doesn't give me a lot of material to work with. Like Impel's very lucky that I'm an artist and I can just make up whatever I want. But imagine if someone who can't draw for shit buys this and then sends it to a commission artist so they could draw the art, and then they get sent this, and, like, there's not enough material to work with.
I think they just have to figure out what the chest looks like, and that's it. That's fine.
I mean, I guess, but still, like, this is why you make dedicated character sheets like this. This is fine. It gives me a lot of material to work with. I know it takes too long, but still. Like, you should at least give them some information, some material to work with.
And they still got bought.
Or, like, don't draw them in such limited poses. Like, this is fine. This is also fine. This is not fine.
I wanted to highlight her unique visor.
It can still be done at, like, a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, but still, I wanted to highlight the unique visor.
So yeah, don't draw them in limited poses. Anyways, next up, Chain Girl. Go ahead, Impel.
Biker chick.
Is that literally it?
You know what? Here's the thing, man. A simple term or concept builds onto a character.
You know what? Very true.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, what does biker chick look like? And I saw I made a girl that looks like Rogue from the X-Men with cool hair, and she uses a chain.
So, I obviously had to buy her just from her design. So, pretty much when, actually the name.
To be fair, this is probably the most accurate of the designs.
Thank you. I'll get to that soon. But yeah, her name. So I had to rename her to Shackle Woman because I was going to name her Chain Woman, but then I remembered, oh wait, I have a character named Chain Ranger. I don't want them having connections because that probably wouldn't make any sense. So I had to rename her to Shackle Woman. And as for the design, I essentially used Black Canary as a basis, and that's pretty much how she ended up. So, yeah.
I wanted to give a character pants, so I designed this one. Because I feel like I drew too much leotard. And eventually she gets a leotard later on.
I mean, some of the characters are fine with leotards. But, yeah, like, it does get a point where, like, if you put too much leotard, then, yeah, it does get, like, a bit formulaic. Oh, yeah. Next up is Candle Witch. So go ahead and...
Okay, yeah, JJ, what do you think of this design?
Okay, one of
No.
Clearly not.
No. Oh no. Oh no.
This is just one. This is me experimenting with like the underboob. It's a very bizarre design. I have no idea why I drew it like this. Do I regret it? No. Does she look like a superhero or villain? She harkens back to more monstrous designs, and much more the bizarre of the macabre, and maybe a bit of the perverted. And then she has a candle theme, and I was like, okay, that makes it more like lighthearted.
Just imagine like a horror like like horror like comic, and she's like one of the horror like
Horror villains? That's exactly what I was thinking.
yeah horror villain in like one of the houses, and you just see that as like and the protagonist should be like, oh no.
She can come in various different colors too, like red candles, black candles.
Interesting.
The candy, that's why her name's the Candle Witch. And then you, to be fair, I think night and day between these two nights.
So, okay, if I'm gonna be honest, I did not think I would get this character. I think I just bid very cheaply. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll probably not get this character. And I did.
I'm glad. Here's the thing. You understand the genius of my idea. These people are so lame that they're like, I want Noodle Arm Girl.
So, I honestly envisioned her having a very sexy face under that mask. So that's why she looks like this. But I mean, I could have made her look like Bayonetta, but I decided like, no, I should just make her more of a rival to Tempest Witch. And I did take some inspiration from the Fatui Sinsin mages, which they do use a lantern as a catalyst. So yeah, I probably might take more inspiration from those Sinsin mages, but yeah. It's I'm very surprised that I managed to get this character. Anyways. Next up is 15 Love.
I hate it. I hate what you've done.
Okay, I'll get to that. Just explain how you came up with this whole tennis theme.
There's a Marvel comic called 15 Love. And I was reading it in the App Store. I was like, what is this? Because if you look alphabetically, it's one of the first ones, and it's basically apparently Marvel went out and printed a tennis manga of their own, and I was like, what the heck? I read it, I loved it, and then here's the inspiration: a tennis girl with the gimmick of super tennis. And I thought it would be bizarre. The more I drew it, the more I fell in love with it. And then I really went hard with the design, the aspects, and the color balance.
Interesting. I thought that she was based off of the tennis club president from Kill la Kill. Hold on.
No. I'm not getting that.
But yeah, that's interesting. So, the reason why I bought this character is because it does kind of like harken back to my childhood. So, growing up, my older sister and my dad, they love to play tennis. They go to a bunch of tennis matches, which resulted in me having to go to them and being bored to death. So I guess you could say, there is kind of some personal reasons for why I had to buy this character. But, yeah. So, when redesigning her, I did kind of simplify her, and the most important thing I did was, actually, first off, the name change. I renamed her to Racket Heart, so that I wanted to avoid numbers and code names, and this would hopefully make her less vague. I made her a villain because I was super desperate for villains. But I did at least try to keep like the cuteness inside her, because I think that would be very unique for a supervillain. And most importantly, I made her elastic because I mean like a majority of sports balls are made of rubber. So of course it would make sense.
So much. Why did you make her elastic?
Because I have a rule to give all heroes and villains have to have powers. They got to be made out of something extraordinary, not flesh and bones.
Well, just make her made of tennis balls.
Oh my god. Okay. But yeah.
I hate it. I hate people who made her elastic. Okay. You know what?
I hate it. I'm Impel. I want everything to be bloody and gory. I want it to be R-rated.
Yes, he's good. What are you talking about?
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
I hate that you made her into another noodle-armed girl, in my opinion.
Look, to be fair, there aren't that many elastic supervillains.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. You made her into a noodle-armed girl. I'm
Okay.
I'm sad. I'm just miffed, okay? I'm not that much, but a little bit.
Alright. Next up is Karma Caster. So,
I don't understand why you have just like, you love my little monster girls for some reason.
that is not intentional, I assure you. Anyways.
It's a subconscious stuff.
Anyways, Karma Caster.
Is made of glass and is a glass golem. And her, like, head is supposed to be a psychic mystic ball.
Interesting. So.
Yeah, and that's why she uses magic. And then you turn her into Ice Theme. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I turned her into Ice Theme. Oh, no, go ahead, Impel.
To be fair, it took me a while to try to get this, like, transparent glass and learn how to draw that. It took me a while. But I was able to make it look good, at least. And then you get to see right through her.
Okay, that kind of sounded wrong, but whatever. So yes, I made her, turned her from glass to ice because, I mean, there aren't that many ice characters that I have, which is kind of for a good reason. I mean, the island of...
How many glass characters do you have?
None.
You could have one.
Anyways, the island of Kauai is a tropical island, so of course there's no ice or snow. But I still want to at least have some ice characters. So that's why. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of consider her the Mona of the series, but a more villainous version, because one of the things about Mona in Genshin is that, she struggles financially, so that's kind of the thing with Karma Caster. She struggles financially, so that's the reason why she, has turned to villainy, which, more specifically, she just robs from banks or is just trying to earn money. But the thing is, like, not all the villains in Mysterious Ramen Heroes are evil. They have a reason for committing these crimes. They're not entirely bad. But yeah. Hopefully after Volume 3, I'll make her more like Mona. 'Cause, again, I really do love Mona.
I was a alchemist lost child.
Anyways. And next, we have Spectra. I feel like we should save her for... Actually, let's save her for later when Iron Shadow comes in. Because he has an amazing story that I absolutely want him to share. So, actually, I feel like we'll save Iron's characters for later. Let's go to JJ's characters. So first up is Plant Boy. Impel, go ahead. Share.
I wanted to make character I sold.
Oh, wait, the first. What do you mean the first character you sold?
The first male character I sold in these character auctions.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, I do notice there was a bit of competition when I was, doing the auctions with him. And I don't want to take that risk, so I completely bought him.
Yeah.
And originally I wanted to make him like, like a friend of like Bubble Girl. But I say it's just the similarities of how they look. They can actually pass off as like twins. So, I make them twins now.
Interesting.
And those two together. They're a really adorable sibling team.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
I have to ask Impel, is Plant Boy inspired by Timothy Green?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Okay, I won't share it then. So
Timothy Green is that plant child that was raised by him?
yes.
No, but maybe. I don't know. I think I remember saying that.
I remember seeing ads for that when I was in Florida, Disney World, Florida. Yeah, that's kind of what he reminded me of. But anyways,
To be fair, I didn't actively use Timothy Green as a but maybe.
so in terms of how I implemented Plant Boy,
Very accurate. Except he's wearing boots and gloves for some reason.
yeah, that's mostly what I did. JJ, I know you consider him and Bubble Girl twins, but I actually envision him being like way shorter than Bubble Girl. Considering I really do see him as like the youngest.
I guess that kind of makes sense, but it's mostly because maybe like other artists like they have like different ideas, like what Bubble Girl's like height is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, so I can understand that kind of confusion.
Yeah, in terms of Genshin, I consider him the Mika of the series. Or what I wish Mika could have been in Genshin. But,
Did
yeah.
Mika become Buff Boy?
No, the thing about Mika is that he is a Cryo-Lance user, which is not very unique when he has to face competition with Rosaria. But, yeah, I wish he was a Dendro unit. But, I'm not gonna get too much into that. Let's move on to Annabelle Armstrong.
Oh yes, I'm Annabelle Armstrong.
Go ahead, Impel.
Annabelle Armstrong is based on an obscure Golden Age character.
An obscure...
Golden Age.
An obscene...
Yes. Obscure Golden Age character, basically. If you want to look up the Amazon public domain superheroes, that's where you get the one strap. Otherwise, that I wanted a much more sporty, much more lean fit girl, and I tried to practice filming that, and I got Annabelle Armstrong.
You do love the Golden Age superhero stories, do you?
I do love the Golden Age superhero stories. I love the aesthetic. I love the characters they produce. I love the homebody kind of classic, aesthetic. And I tried to adapt that to the art style. Like, you know, I always like they don't. I always like the translation between the superhero comics into an anime style and vice versa. It doesn't always look the best, and I think some manga artists don't know how to do. A lot of manga artists don't know how to draw a Joker like at all. They all look kind of bad, in my opinion. But that's just my like pet peeve. But my style is a combination of the classic superheroes and the anime style, and I try to implement that as much as possible.
That's a very interesting, style then. A mixture of like 2 different styles together. I love that.
Well, a lot of 2 different aesthetics. That's the main thing. Yeah. I wonder if I'm succeeding. Do you guys like it? Do you like how I do it?
I like it. Certainly inspires me. Yeah. So when implementing her, I originally envisioned her to be kind of a mass luchador, but after reading JJ's description of her, that is much more updated, I've decided that I'm gonna change her a bit. She is probably gonna have a more father-daughter relationship with a veteran in Deviant Theater, because they're kind of similar in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I'll say about Annabelle. I really do like her.
Right now, like her backstory is still like work in progress, but I do find it fitting to actually say that she originally was like a police officer.
Ooh.
She's yeah, and so when she actually got her powers, well, maybe like a big superpower event, like it gets like a bit of like trouble, like, but yeah, she's one of the she's more of a public like superhero. Hold on, beer tank.
All right. Okay. Well, JJ's
So
late.
oh sorry,
No, go ahead.
so yeah, she's more of a public superhero, but I am actually considering like her like a more like private life, like she could just use her like shapeshift thing as well. Her abilities to actually give her like a different body, away from all the public like press and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, she is quite famous.
All right.
As a super. Oh, and there's Lady Needle.
Take it away, Impel.
Lady Needle is based on acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
And so I decided to come up with an easy, not generally legit. It is basically acupuncture.
So when you actually developing her, did you have Lady Silver in your mind?
You know?
So yeah, and somehow you managed. Okay, so
The term lady comes, the only reason why is because I thought it would be more elegant than just call her the Needle Woman. No, I thought Lady Needle was more befitting and in a more real sense, but in a sense of her more Oriental or Eastern inspirations. So I thought that'd be kind of fun, like either like Lady Dragon or like Lady Gal. I thought that'd be good, like cohesion between the style of her design and the term of her name.
I see that makes sense.
And then she's able to form needles.
Needles. Oh, must be gotta be careful not to point at her needles.
So, I don't know if I'll implement her to Deviant Theater. I just made this fan art because I just wanted to kind of redraw it.
I think you did pretty well. I like you trying out different hairstyles.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next is Lady Mercury. Impel.
I got lazy with names. This one I definitely thought of Lady Silver.
So
Liquid Metal Girl, I thought would be fun. I made her white hair. She's based on a DOA character.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you want to look it up, it's Christine. That's the name of the DOA character where I get the hairstyle from.
Oh, yes. I see it.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Otherwise, not my best design. I was probably phoning it in, but I'm glad you guys like it.
Yeah, it did kind of look like you were kind of phoning it in. I do like how she's like sweating out like liquid metal.
Yes, even though I'm phoning it in, I still try.
I do consider them, you know, Lady Mercury and Lady Needle to be quite opposites. Like, I would say Needle, like, she can only, like, use her abilities to, like, make the perfect shape. While Mercury, like, can't really make, like, the perfect shapes, but she is, like, much more, like, flexible with her metal bending abilities.
Yeah, that's another thing. When I did this fan art, I kind of wrote in like that they used to be childhood friends, but now they've turned into enemies when they got their powers and chose their path. I'm actually pretty proud of that.
I was thinking of making them like half like sisters, but maybe like childhood friends would be much more interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Next is a Plastic Princess.
Oh yes.
And Plastic Knight.
So yeah, go ahead, Impel.
I like the term Plastic Princess. It has a good alliteration to it, and I like the knight and princess aesthetic, and so I decided to create the two different designs. Where in my head it's the princess, but then if she wants to go and save the kingdom, but she needs to maintain her identity, she is now the Plastic Knight, and she had an elastic sword. And the elastic power is just slapped onto this aesthetic.
Well, here's the thing. There are some like members of royalty that also also knights.
Yeah.
So this one, I actually have to make more of a backstory. Actually, she actually have like a fictional like nation, like, you know, part of her backstory. Hold on.
Impel, is she like based on Princess Knight? Because that's what she kind of reminds me of.
You know that old classic one? Oh.
Yes. It's funny because my dad actually grew up watching that along with Speed Racer and the tokusatsu show Kikaida.
Okay, back.
Yeah.
So,
She's inspired by Princess Knight.
so yeah, she now she's a princess of the a small like nation in Europe, Vestia.
Hmm.
And you know, and her name is Alice of House Vestenberg.
Nice.
Yes.
If I ever do implement her, I'm just gonna make her look like Princess Knight, just to honor my dad's childhood. But yeah.
Not my show.
Okay. We're still waiting on Iron, so let's get to the characters that neither of us own, but I like the designs. So here we have Whip Chain.
I think you said you hated her design.
Yeah, but then, you know what? Yes and no. I do like the ninja aesthetic, but as you can see here, I have a better ninja.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure.
Debatable.
Anyways, Impel, tell me what the inspiration for Whip Chain is.
Hawaiian Ninja.
Really?
Yes.
That's a very interesting choice. I will not lie.
Also the whip chain design, which is the whole thing. Which is what her arm is. It's a whip chain. She's an elastic character, but she decided to implement weaponry to her body that acts as both like a whip sword.
So yeah, I kind of like the design, but I obviously prefer Shuriken Maiden, which I made all by myself, and I love her very much.
Yeah, I think the whip chain is based on a bit of Kasumi from DOA.
Okay, next we have Elongated Lass. So go ahead, Impel.
Are you serious?
What, is she that unoriginal?
Yes.
You just phoned her in, really?
Yes.
Okay, well.
It's blonde Nita.
Okay, originally I wanted to buy her along with Lady Binding, which we'll get to soon. Cause
I freaking love Lady Binding design. I've had a good time with hers. No, I found this one.
I guess my idea was to have like a more traditional Precure duel, because like the difference with like the Handy sisters is that they're obviously sisters, but with Elongated Lass and Lady Binding, I wanted them to be like, they're not sisters, but they are very close friends. So
This is just blonde. Okay.
But yeah, I'm glad I did not buy her, because those two would not have a lot of longevity. Hello. Next is Lady Binding. So
Nah, never mind. I thought it was the other one. Never mind. Yeah, Casey got her, and I just like the hair.
yeah, I do like the hair. Like, it looks very mysterious, but she's also like, she looks very nice and very friendly.
Yeah, and then she does the alcohol face. And the bottom right.
Next is a Starfighter.
Apparently not a lot of people like her.
Really?
Okay. No.
What was the inspiration?
What do you think? Patriotic characters.
Oh, really? You weren't like thinking of like, Common America and Miss Marvel? Kamala Khan?
Why did I think of Miss Marvel?
Specifically Kamala Khan.
Why did I think about Kamala Khan?
Because she's elastic?
No.
Oh, really?
Every time I think about Kamala Khan, I think of a very fun, conservative girl. And I would never put her in any Skippy outfit.
That is very true. Okay. I do find her design interesting, especially considering, like...
Well, no, because you like patriotic girls.
Since we don't have an elastic patriotic character, that is, so yeah.
Yeah, that's why I made Starfighter.
Alright, next is Captain Solron. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Solron, yeah. My sci-fi aesthetic character who rides the ship a little bit like Metroid.
It has a very Metroid look.
Not just Metroid, it has a very
Captain Marvel.
Star Trek.
Oh,
Star Trek.
I think this was.
No, that's what.
Go ahead.
Yeah, very Star Trek.
Mm.
It's very Star Trek design and inspiration. That's where Captain Solron comes from. Right, he's on the ship and she's like a space comp, bringing peace and order to the galaxy.
Oh, really? She wasn't inspired by Captain Marvel?
Like aesthetic wise, no.
No. I mean, I was thinking of buying her, but I decided to just be happy with Photon Woman.
To be fair, in my interpretation, they're completely different on like this one's lawful good, while Photon Woman's chaotic evil.
Well, I mean, in my version, she starts off as a villain and then becomes a hero.
I can understand why you don't have a lot of villains.
Anyways.
Oh well. Yeah, but Attackia. Oh my. Where is she, by the way? Did you buy her?
No, I did not.
Okay. I think Matchmaker has her. Freaking back muscles. I just wanted to draw some back muscles, and I made the term Attackia, and then she is big, strong, ultra muscles, berserker, and I just like drawing muscles.
So she wasn't inspired by, like, She-Hulk?
Probably She-Hulk.
Alright. Okay. Next
Yeah.
is Redbird.
You know, like a female Nightwing.
Yeah, pretty obvious.
She even has the wig.
I will say that Redbird is the name of Robin's vehicle, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So, not a very original name, but whatever. Next is Rebound Girl.
Superhero roller skates, and I think I based her design off of a bird, a red jay.
Really? She wasn't inspired by a beat from Jet Set Radio?
No, I have no idea what that is.
Interesting. Funnily enough, I have a character named Rebounder Kid. He is elastic, but he's obviously a boy and a villain. But yeah.
Yeah. I just like the roller skates.
Yeah, they're nice.
Magma. I just wanted a fire elemental golem. It's a bit of the Hawaii inspiration, but I went with the crystalline theme. A little bit from honestly, it looks a bit like a Ben 10 alien.
She does. I was gonna buy her, but I believe Moonis beat me to it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's probably a good thing because having to work on that texture would be a pain.
Would be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead, Impel. Go ahead. Impel? He's not muted. Somebody go on. Did he lose connection?
He does. He sometimes actually uses his phone to actually talk.
Oh.
So yeah, it is him losing connection, so we're running out of power. We'll see.
Alright, well, we can wait. We can wait until he gets his connection
I would
back.
say Madam Magma, she's pretty hot.
Yes, she sure is. I probably would have. I didn't. when Impel makes these monster girls, I don't really take into consideration that they are like actually monsters and not human. Yeah.
He did replied.
BRB for a minute. Okay. Well, I guess we'll be waiting.
Okay then. Any other more interesting superheroes?
No.
No.
Just that I gave this to I gave it to Moonis. Yeah. The next one's gonna be Golden Brawler.
Golden Brawler.
All I'll say is that I was gonna buy her, but I gave up in the end. I do like her color scheme, though.
Hold on. I've put something in drawing chat.
Yeah. I see what you mean on, like, you want them to be twins.
Yeah.
By the way, have you ever thought of, like, having Clarissa become a superhero and just getting powers?
A lot of people were asking about that, but to me, it's mostly because I want to give like Sarah, Bubble Girl and Plant Boy, like some like mundanity, if you know what I mean.
I guess you're right.
Lives. Yeah.
I guess that's kind of... It's kind of like with,
And-
Huh? Sorry.
Because they're not like superheroes all the time. If they are, they can be a bit crazy. They do have like normal lives, normal parents, normal big sister, even normal friends.
That is
They
very...
have like superhero friends as well.
That is very true. It is kind of like with my character Daijiro Digit, who is Knife and Sheerhand's little brother.
I see. It's also the fact that, well, you don't want to have too much superheroes in your superhero world. Like, if it's like that villain in the in Invincible. No, not Invincible.
The Incredibles?
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if everyone's a superhero, nobody will. So yeah, I do think like maybe the less like superheroes, like the more like special like these superheroes are.
I guess.
So actually let's put a thought experiment. How many super people are there compared to everyone else in the world?
In my universe?
Yes.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Which are the supporting
So
characters. Yeah.
So you have 8 super people.
No, those are the non-superhero people.
Oh. So and how many characters do you have in total?
10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. There is a total of like 23 superheroes that I have.
It seems like there's more
That is very true. I guess my mentality is kind of like, it's kind of like in a Genshin, the majority of like playable characters, like they have this thing called a vision, which gives them like elemental powers.
I see.
So that is kind of the thing.
Well, it's also because I was thinking like, because that's a thing in My Hero Academia, where there's like more of a superhero like population than a normal population, or the non-power population.
That is very true.
But in my setting, like there's not gonna be like too much like super people. Like let's say like maybe like 1 in 300,000.
Ah. Iron is back. Thank goodness.
Hello, friends. Sorry about the delay.
It's okay. Let's get to your characters.
Ah, yes.
We'll start with Mineral Maiden.
Sounds good to me.
So, Impel, why don't you explain the inspiration for her?
The thing from Fantastic Four.
Really?
Well, no, that's where I got the top texture designs.
Ah.
I do like the idea.
Yeah, it's like I'm not sure where I got the costume from, but I know where I got the symbol. It's very Earth. I think it's like the alchemic symbol for Earth.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah, I really like her. She's kind of a villain, like yin to the yang of one of my other characters.
I'm gonna be surprised.
Who has a similar power.
I'm gonna be surprised how you're gonna depict this design as a villain.
Why, you don't think she's a villain?
And, to be fair, the complementary colors doesn't support it, at least from my design.
Well, I still think that we can manage with her being a villain. I think it'll still work.
Yeah.
I'll just look.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'd love to see it, basically.
Well, I've got a couple of plans for her. I have a villainous street gang in mind, and she's going to be one of their heavy hitters.
So, in terms of how I implemented her, I did have to work with Iron very closely to kind of strike a balance between like keeping it true to form while also like trying to make her unique from how Iron will portray her. So I did a comic for Iron, where she, along with a few other villains, are in it. And she is essentially supposed to be, as how I portrayed her, Incredibelle's rival, since both of them represent strength.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. I do very much like Incredibelle. She's a fun character.
Me too. I cannot wait to see her in action. I forgot.
I have considered having a specific side comic introduction for her.
Okay, anyways, I forgot about this character because Iron has a very lovely story to talk about. Why don't you go ahead, Iron? Actually, no. Impel should go first, explain where the inspiration for her came from, and then Iron can explain the whole backstory.
So there's a Legion of Superheroes character called
Phantom Girl. I fucking knew it.
Phantom Girl? Yeah.
Phantom Girl. I knew it.
We all knew it.
I think I borrowed
He was a fun character, though. I like Phantom Girl.
Me too.
About it a little too much, and I was like, okay, why don't I just make her completely has ghost powers? Invisibility, levitation, a little bit of the Invisible Woman in there. Other than that, so.
I do love that power set, especially when you're talking about like Danny Phantom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons why I really liked Spectra to begin with.
When Attackia twisted my arm, and so I decided to make her the character sheet. I actually really like what I did.
But it's still not done yet.
That's great though.
Because I requested him to, like, have an unmasked, picture. Which he still hasn't done.
I don't know. It's visibly, I don't think it really makes much of a difference unless, in my version, she has, like, scarred eyes or
Jeez.
That would be cool.
pupils or something.
That would be cool.
Anyway.
Maybe she has stars across her eyes or something. I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
Maybe she's a cyclops.
Oh my. Anyways, Iron. Why don't you share the story that, this character has between us?
Okay, well, let's see. So, I saw this character and I really liked it, and, I got a chance to, bid on it pretty early on in the process, when, Impel, posted the, characters up, and I went ahead and bought her outright. Well, I beat Otaku to it, and Otaku really had his eye on her. So he contacts me, he's like, Iron, I really need this character. I really want this character. And, he's like really enthusiastic about it. And, I thought about it, and he was like, I'll buy the character from you. And, he made me a couple offers on her, and I really wanted to keep her. But I thought about it, and I was like, well, there's a character that I've had my eye on that I've really liked ever since I first saw her. And maybe, just maybe, I can make a deal with Otaku. So I formulated my proposal, and I contacted him, and I said, hey, Otaku, you really want Spectra. Well, there's a character design that I really like that you own, and I know you've already done a design for her that differs from Impel's design, original design for her. Tell you what, why don't you keep her name and her redesign, the design you did? I want the old design, the one that you're not using. And, well, Otaku.
Yep, we made a deal. So I got Spectra, and he got to have, Solaris, who I guess you could say is kind of the alternate version of Photon Woman. And joke's on me, I ended up implementing her along with her older sister and made a comic.
Right, Solaris and Lucent. You don't have that, do you?
I have it. Would you like for me to show it on screen?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. But yeah, it was fun making this comic.
Yeah. And Otaku's got some comedic timing on it too, like with the ducks and everything. Whatever you want to show. I know that several of my friends on my server liked it a lot.
Yeah, and I really do have to say, Solaris is pretty cool. But I still love Photon Woman.
I love her design. I love Solaris' design, honestly. It's great.
So, yep, here it is. Joke's on me.
Hey, I think didn't you end up doing a Spider-Man parody where the two are pointing at each other, or was that just like something in my head?
I think I know what you're talking about. I'll have to send it to you later.
The Spider-Man parody where the two Spider-Mans are pointing at each other.
No, but I think I do have something similar to that.
Okay. Oh yeah. I remember now.
Yeah. Anyways.
No, I mean it was something with Solaris and Photon Woman. But anyway.
Oh. Oh, I know what you're talking about, but that is a volume exclusive.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you know that meme of Spider-Man pointing at the other Spider-Man?
Yes.
That kind of makes me think of Photon Woman and Solaris. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like it is kind of like a Marvel, Disney Marvel, Sony Marvel kind of thing, where some of the characters are licensed by other companies, even though they're owned by, like Disney owns the rights to comic book version of such and such, but they don't own the rights to screen version of such and such. So
yeah,
it's kind of like that. I have the right to Solaris's design, which is the old Photon, and Otaku has Photon's name and Photon Woman's redesign.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a Captain Marvel and
Shazam type of thing.
Shazam, yeah, exactly, like that.
So
it's pretty
yeah.
cool. I like it. It's fun. It's a neat little piece of.
I'm glad you guys kept the Evangelion costume.
The plug suit thing. Yeah, I think it's a cool costume. I like it. I've got some lore-related ideas for why it looks the way it does.
Can't wait. So
yeah, I think we'll be seeing her soon enough.
Now for Spectra, I won't reveal too much. She is gonna be appearing in Volume 4. She is going to be the main villain, and of course the main focus. That's all I'll say. Although I will say that after experiencing the Fontaine Archon quests, I now have a more clear idea on how I want to portray her. So, that's that.
Nice.
Alright, anyways, back to Elastique.
Ah, yes, Elastique.
Impel? Care to explain? Oh, he's muted. Okay, well, I guess, Iron, why don't you explain, your plans for her?
So, Elastique is going to be, like, another one of my villains. I did draw some inspiration from, Teen Titans from Madame Rouge in this one, in that she is French, that was something that Impel established. But, as far as, like, my inspiration from Madame Rouge, I have decided that Elastique is a international criminal. She is, like, your high-level, like, Selena Kyle Catwoman kind of burglar, steals, like, international treasures from museums and stuff like that. But she's also a really good fighter. With her elastic powers and the ability to disguise herself, she can escape the police pretty easily. She can fight superheroes, to a standstill. In fact, she's probably capable of taking on an entire team of the younger heroes by herself. So, that's kind of what I have in mind. There's probably going to be, like, at least an entire story arc that'll involve Elastique. That's the general plan for her.
Alright, Impel, care to explain, how you came up with, Elastique's design?
The One Punch Man with Fubuki's haircut.
Oh, I see.
And then I decided female Malcolm and costume.
Oh. No Madame Rouge inspiration?
Other than being French.
interesting.
Yeah, the Madame Rouge thing was more my inspiration once I had her.
It's funny because when I was redesigning her, I came up with an alternate design that looked more closely to Madame Rouge, but Iron insisted that it had to look like the way that Impel drew it.
Yeah, I really like her design that Impel did.
Cause
Iron is Lutel pureness.
Cause like the thing that worried me was like the limbs having like that half red and black. Cause like imagine it stretching around. It would be like a bit of an issue like having to draw it consistently.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be completely 100% consistent. No one's gonna like judge it. You know, you kind of be like your best. You know, just do it nicely, and people will appreciate it. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
Like, you know, I struggle with that too because I want to keep the designs pure and you know have them look right. But honestly, like if you're having trouble with like a certain panel, like getting the design 100% right, like you know, unless somebody's being really hypercritical of your comic, they're not gonna really notice or care. They're probably not even gonna notice like stuff that you struggled on. They're just gonna be like, oh, that's a cool panel, and keep going. You know what I mean?
I guess so. So
I just try to do it as best as I can.
So, I put her in a comic along with Mineral Maiden and another one, Ignitia. She's essentially Elastica's rival, since both of them are elastic. Also, one thing I want to say, I do find it interesting how you perceive elastic powers as like very omnipotent, like very powerful, which is true to some extent. Although, like, there's still a few things about elastic. Their weakness, as far as I'm concerned, is that elastic users are weak to fire and ice, or I guess like melting or being frozen.
Yeah, extreme temperature would definitely be a weakness.
Your weaknesses are what's weak to humans? Oh my god.
Alright, anyways. We were on Golden Brawler. So, go ahead, Impel. Explain your inspiration for her. Impel? Sorry, can't hear you. Oh. Golden Brawler, I love it. It's very interesting and pretty.
I like her design. She's got a lot to like. Like the Nukumi parts with like the ribbons and the bandana, those can look really dynamic in a fight scene.
Yeah, like standing in the moonlit night.
I like the little detail, like with the bandage on her leg. Kind of got that rough and tumble look.
Yeah. Next is Stratos. This character I've been very interested. I want to hear like where the inspiration comes from.
Yeah, she's got a really good like her.
What is Stratos?
Stratos. That's like part of the atmosphere, right? Like the stratosphere.
Yeah, the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Airplane. Airplanes. That's why she has a propeller for a bow.
Oh. I'm not gonna lie, she reminds me of an Olympian athlete, which I thought was like your inspiration for her.
That's when we got the body time. I just thought what is a cool flying character. Came up with a fun design. A little bit of Impel aesthetics. Like, what would look cool about a girl flying there? And you see the pink ribbon, the pink scarf, the propeller bow, and the ponytail.
Interesting.
Really striking.
Interesting.
Flying strap.
I think it is too. I think it is too.
Yeah.
Alright. Next is a golden string.
Based on Norse mythology.
Really?
Golden strings or the golden fates, basically. So there's in Norse mythology, golden strings links into the people's futures and fates. And so I based that idea off of this character's design. Kind of took away the Norse mythology from it and gave it a much more golden age American hero vibes, by the way, and made it entirely yellow. That's where the name comes from.
Interesting. She reminds me of Starlight from The Boys.
Probably because she's blonde and white. Skirt.
A little bit. It's the skirt and the long sleeve shirt combo. It does
Yeah.
kind of look like Starlight.
I never thought of Starlight though.
Interesting. Next is Bond Queen.
I freaking love this design.
That's
I love the ragged mummy look I decided to draw with this whip. The porcelain mask, the bandage hair, the ragged look all of her body, then the red like out accents and everything. I just love it, man. If you want like my main inspiration, look up Rag Man from DC.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna buy her, but I think this was like another character that Munis was fighting for, if I recall correctly. But yeah, I'm kind of glad I don't have her because, again, working with that type of texture would be a pain. Anyways.
It's a cool character though.
Yes, it is. Next is Ballet, and Impel has been muted, so we'll wait for that. Hope for him to come back.
very short legs.
Yes, she has got them legs.
Legs for days.
Anyways, Ballet, what's the inspiration for her, Impel?
Do you like Fate?
Fate?
Yeah, Fate. Stratos. I'll put it in the chat for my contemporaries to look at. But like, yeah, it's the ballerina spike design.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, this was another character I wanted to buy, but at the time I didn't have a lot of money, so I wasn't able to get her. But the dancing concept I do want to implement into Spectra.
That would be interesting. I never really thought of her as a dancer, but it could work.
It'll be very interesting.
Hmm.
I believe this one is Hikaru, if I recall correctly.
Who actually got the Hikaru?
Casey.
Okay, see. Because I did actually originally try to bid for her actually, because I think she could be like an interesting because I kind of see, I kind of envision her as a crime boss.
Oh.
But she.
These are all characters before my time.
But she, like the Kingpin, actually have like a good like repetition, you know, like a good front essentially. Like she tends to be like this good like philanthropist, but she's just a really ruthless like gang leader.
I see where you're coming from.
And she'd be like perfect against Darkster.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Like Darkster, like if you see my character Darkster, he's actually pretty much a goofball. Like he is like a private eye, but he's sometimes got a lot of things wrong. But he's still like a hero at the end of the day. Just a very egotistical kind of superhero.
Interesting. I was gonna buy this character, but similar with Captain Solron, I was happy with Photon Woman. But I do love the Japanese aesthetic.
It's definitely a good design. I like that.
I'm guessing the inspiration was Star Wars for Impel.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Oh, so the inspiration was Star Wars?
I can see that. She does kind of look like a Jedi.
And I also do find it interesting that she is labeled as a villain when she looks like a goddess.
Not every villain looks like a villain. Don't judge a book by its cover, right?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, what's going on with Impel?
So that'll be like, you know, really perfect as just like a, you know, it's just like a sheep in wolves. Well, no, wolf in sheep. Yeah.
Ah, very true.
Yeah. The best villains are the ones that you don't see coming anyway. Like, she would make an excellent villain in that sense because she really doesn't look like one. But if you really think about it, like for instance, in Kill la Kill, the mother, oh shoot, what's her name? Rangikyo or something like that. I can't remember.
I'll look it up.
The one in charge of the clothing company. You know,
I will look.
Satsuki's mom. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
She's like rainbows and light.
Yeah.
She's not like, she doesn't look like a bad guy right off, you know, until she reveals how evil she is, but Ragyo doesn't look like dark and evil and brooding. She's all rainbow and color.
That is very true.
So, that would be my point. Like, you know, she doesn't have to be brooding and evil looking to be a villain.
I guess it is kind of like with Racket Heart. And heck, even Captain Gaslight, like I purposely designed him to look like a Golden Age superhero, even though I make it very clear that he is a villain.
Right. Same kind of idea.
Oh my god, what's going on with Impel?
Impel, you okay, buddy?
He said BRB.
Sure, he'll be back in a minute. How many characters do we have lined up? Just out of curiosity.
4 more. Yeah, a total of 4.
Okay.
And then there's that whole bunch that I have.
Because I know I adopted quite a few Impel characters.
Yes.
Yeah, same as me.
Yep.
Maybe,
Did we already cover JJ's characters, like Plan?
Yes, we did.
Okay, I missed it. I just gotta say the Plant Boy is really cool. He's got a good design. I think JJ will be able to use his character quite well.
Bubble Girl and Plant Boy.
Yeah. And, it works really well, actually. Like, they're almost like they were made for, to be in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like, even though you bought Plant Boy, like, he feels like he fits perfectly into your universe.
Oh, yeah.
So, I love it when characters are like that.
And you know what, like, he's just, like, perfect with, like, Bubble Girl, like, you probably, I can actually, you just, like, have some good, like, character moments with these two.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, even the powers, if you think about it, like, are pretty powerful already.
Yeah.
Unpoppable bubbles, and Plant Boy can just, like, he can just dig from the ground and just, like, use his vines upwards.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Plant Boy's got a lot of the same combat stuff that Poison Ivy has, and Poison Ivy is pretty dangerous.
So,
Yeah.
They'd be pretty powerful.
I mean, the same could be said with Viridian.
Depending on what kind of combat stuff Plant Boy can do, he could be a heavy hitter. Like if he can create like massive vine constructs and stuff like that, he could be pretty dangerous.
I would imagine him, like, in his, like, early years as, like, a superhero, like, he's still, like, getting run down, but like, later years, I think he'll be, like, probably, like, a high-tier, like, superhero, like, once
Kind of like Static Shock.
Oh, yeah, like, Static Shock,
Makes me think of Static Shock. Like Static starts out pretty low tier, but over time, like he gets really powerful.
Oh yeah, even like like team up with like the Justice League, like, oh man, have you seen that crossover?
Yes, I vaguely remember
I
it.
haven't gotten to the Justice League crossover yet, but I've gotten to the I've seen him team up with Batman. And
Yes,
Batman
that.
and Robin.
Yeah.
And then I know he teams up with the Justice League, but I haven't gotten to that yet. That's in season 3.
I don't even remember that.
I believe his friend has to get his powers first. The tech genius. He has to get his powers.
I got one question. Is there like a weird like copyright issue with Wonder Woman?
No.
Because because we watched Batman Beyond, and when we the future Justice League.
What about it?
Right. The one future thing. That episode had old Static in it, along with.
No.
Batman.
I was referring to the Batman Beyond episode where like there's like a Justice League, and it has Superman, but you're expecting like someone like Wonder Woman to be there as well, but like no, it's just Big Bertha.
Big Barda.
And somebody actually pointed this to me out, like Status Shock never actually met Wonder Woman at all.
He didn't.
He didn't. It's only
Like
it's only
Even in the Justice League meets Static Shock episode.
that's the only time when he actually meets her.
That's the only.
I don't think he met Wonder Woman. He met Flash, Girl, Green Lantern, and Superman or something. It wasn't It wasn't the entire.
Static Shock means John Jones, the Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, he met him. He never met
I don't think there is a legal thing for. I don't think there's a legal reason where she's not allowed to meet black people. What are you talking about?
I know that Static meets. That Static becomes a part of the League in the episode Once Your Thing, where they're jumping forward in time. It's the episode where the one guy is like a time traveler and he's like messing with the time stream. And future Gotham and Gotham. And
I would still say it's a bit of like timey-wimey, wobbly.
Well, John actually gets replaced by Hal briefly, and then he just.
The only time that Hal Jordan was in the Justice League show.
Just basically.
In the DC. Yeah, it's really funny. He's like, Hal Jordan, I'm on top of it. That was a good episode. Impel, are you back yet, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, let's get to Hikaru. Tell me the inspiration for her.
Here's the thing. Hikaru is what if a lightsaber was alive?
Interesting. So it is still Star Wars, but very interesting.
Yeah, Hikaru comes from the decision.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, what if a lightsaber was alive?
I thought, I thought like kyber crystals are technically alive.
What if a kyber crystal was an anime girl?
JJ, don't you dare bring that Disney BS into this house.
Wait, you don't like kyber crystals? Wait. Iron. Don't you know kyber crystals are sentient because in Legends there's the Iron Knight, which were sentient kyber crystals.
Listen to me right now. Don't you even get me started on Disney's Visionist history.
What are you talking about? The Iron Knight was in Legends.
Oh my god.
I don't remember that.
Really? Yeah, look it up. Sentient kyber crystals, Legends, and they were droid Jedi, quote unquote.
Because here's the thing, like red lightsabers actually make like Sith actually pretty powerful. Because because a Sith, right? A Sith actually makes kyber crystal bleed. That means.
Alright. Hold on. That's Disney revisionism.
Wait,
The
which
original
one
reason.
which one do you like better? Do you like that red kyber crystals are manufactured, or that Sith has to kill a Jedi to get a lightsaber?
Alright, look. It doesn't even have to be like that. That's just a bunch of like bullshit, alright? The synthetic crystals idea is perfectly serviceable as a reason for why the lightsaber crystals are red, alright? The whole idea is that the Jedi find their crystals, so they have it through the Force, yes, but the crystal's not alive, like, it's not a living creature, which is the way that Disney writes it. That's just not how those work. I mean, you know, in the books...
How much midichlorians are in a kyber crystal?
Look, make mistakes, alright? Midichlorians were one of those mistakes. Derail the whole otaku.
Hikaru's name is based on the musician from Kingdom Hearts, which is Hikaru. She did all those cool songs for Kingdom Hearts, and Hikaru means light in Japanese.
Very true.
I like that.
Yeah.
Alright.
And she even has the prison triangle on her hair.
Alright, anyways. Next is Bonnie Blot. Let me guess, Impel. She's based on Alice Angel from Bendy and the Ink Machine, as well as her bassist, Betty Boop. That's... okay.
You know what? There's like a VTuber that actually looks like her.
I think I must have seen her.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's like a VTuber that does look like Betty Blue. Her name is Pumpkin Potion.
Yes! That's right!
Yeah. You know her?
I remember looking on her channel, and I thought it was very unique that... I thought it was very unique to see, like, a rubber hose VTuber. You know. Because all of them are just anime.
Have we going through all the character option characters?
Oh, we will soon. Don't worry.
Okay, it would have been easier to do it chronologically ordered. Okay.
Next is the Strangler.
Okay, this is a personal story.
Mm-hmm.
So this character is based on a guy I know on Discord who is a Nazi black devil worshipping piece of shit.
What now?
He's a Nazi, white supremacist, black Satanist, emo kid who hates his mom. Incel.
That's a lot of things all in one package there.
He's a bizarre character, by the way. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Is the character based on him?
Well, because he likes centipedes and he likes stripes, and I was like, I want them, and I made this one's the most villainous, by the way, because it's a Elastic character that strangles people.
Is she like over the top villainous? Like I kick puppies for fun kind of villainous?
Yes, the Phantom. Yeah.
Wait. Did you say that he likes human centipedes? Humans?
No.
Oh gosh. No, I think he just said centipede.
He likes the centipede. JJ, he likes centipede people, and if you guys know who that is, I'm not saying his name, but like, if you know, you know.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I will say, there is a character in SpongeBob that is legitimately named the Strangler. He's a... yeah. Yeah, I remember having the VHS for that. But yeah, I just thought it would be very interesting to share. And last but not least, Atomic Stretcher.
I think she was the first of the set, which was a big problem.
I do like the color scheme. It's very colorful.
Yeah.
It seems like she's quite powerful. I think like atomic powers can be like.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry.
Is that all?
So yeah, atomic superheroes. I think they can be potentially really powerful. And then top to that, she's stretchy as well. So she's already really powerful. She's a top tier superhero.
Yeah, I guess if you have Atomic, then that would mean that she would be very powerful. Okay, I guess Impel doesn't have much to add on. So I guess we will stop and continue to the full one. So yes, thank you guys for watching.